Hi everyone, let's talk about the phrase feminine energy. What do you think? How do you feel when you hear the term feminine energy? Is this the new social media buzzword that has been going around, or is it some kind of mystical, fluffy, spiritual thing that is just there and people just associate it with females and not with males? Does it actually have some science behind it, or is it just mantras and spirituality? Let's get into the science behind feminine energy. So, feminine energy is linked with qualities like receptivity, intuition, creativity, openness, flow. These states are not just connected to female. So there's a big misconception that feminine energy is only connected with females and women out there, which is not true. Feminine energy is a state of being. It can be in any gender, no matter what. Whether you are a man or a female, you have both the masculine and the feminine energy with you. Where the feminine energy is connected with the creativity and flow state, the masculine energy is more of a logic, structure, go-getter, hustle. And we as humans, we have both and we need both. The issue is when there is more of something, if you're not tapped into your masculine energy as a man and you're just only tapped into your feminine energy, it goes dry. As a female, if I'm not tapped into my feminine energy, I'm leading with my masculine energy, it doesn't go well with me either. So the energy does not have a specific gender. It's just your state of being. It's just a state of energy that is in your body. What is the actual science behind this? So when I say that feminine energy is present in your body, how does feminine energy get activated? Or how is masculine energy activated either? So feminine energy shows up when you feel safe. Any person, when you are in the state of relaxation, you feel safe in your own body, that is when the feminine energy gets activated. So there is something called the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is entirely opposite to the sympathetic system, that is our fight or flight response. This is opposite to that is rest and relaxation response. So you are in the state of relaxation, you are happy, you feel safe. Maybe you are out there talking to your friends and you don't know how the time passes by. You are in the state of flow. You're doing something that you really love. Maybe you're dancing, if you're a coder, you're coding, and you feel really good. You don't even know how the time went by. That is the state of flow. That is when you are tapping into your feminine energy. That is not a masculine energy. So you are actually activating, or when your body has activated the parasympathetic nervous system, that is actually tuning into your feminine energy. You are getting creative. Maybe you're reading a book, you are loving it, you're flowing in it, you are in that imagination world, you're writing something, you're dancing, singing, whatever it is. Everything that you do with interest, focus, flow, this is under your parasympathetic system. So you feel good when you're doing this. And this is what is feminine energy. Now, when you are in safety mode, your parasympathetic is stimulated and you are in the feminine energy. When you are in your masculine energy, it is focus, logic, structure. That does not mean that it's a bad thing. It is required for us. It is an important aspect of our life and our body. But what happens is when you are in survival mode, fight or flight response, that is, you need the logic, you need the structure, you need the discipline to get to your goals, to do your work, to finish the demands. That is where the masculine energy is tapped in. What are the hormones that take place here? So number one, that there is cortisol that is completely reduced. When you have a reduced cortisol levels, your amygdala is not triggered. Amygdala is a small part of our brain that scans for stress around us. And when you have an overactive amygdala, you're in a constant state of stress, your clarity reduces. There is something called the PFC, there's the prefrontal cortex that is used for inhibition, logic, work, creativity, and thinking, big picture thinking and logic, right? And your PFC and your amygdala work hand in hand. Now what happens is when your amygdala is overactive, it's working overtime, the PFC just stands back and is like, okay, I'm not going to do much about it. And when that happens, you continue to stay in the state of stress and you just go hard at it, you're working hard, you're doing the work, but that's not actually the right way to go. That's not you tapping into your feminine energy. Now, when I say about feminine energy, there are other hormones that are activated, that is called the oxytocin. So, oxytocin is the bonding hormone. It's a bonding hormone which is released when maybe you're hugging your friend or your partner, you're being with your partner, with a child. The hormone that bonds, that creates the bonding hormone, that's oxytocin. It is released when you are in your relaxation flow state. Oxytocin is released, it enhances connection, and it enhances connection not only with other people but with your own self, with your own body. Feeling safe is the number one thing that you need to create for yourself. The moment you feel unsafe, the moment your body feels unsafe, you cannot be in the creative state. You are going to be in the survival state. You cannot do your work well. You cannot flow. That energy does not come in. And this is all science. Now, there is estrogen and progesterone. In the females, estrogen is more, and estrogen helps again in enhancing connection, intuition, emotional being. And intuition again is not just a humbo jumbo spiritual thing only. Intuition is your biggest gift that you have, and people who have not developed their intuition should actually work on their intuition, because intuition has science behind it. Intuition, there is a nerve, the vagus nerve, that is connected to your gut. When people say this is a gut feeling, I feel it in my gut, what is it? The vagus nerve is connected to your gut. You get that feeling from all your past experiences, from everything that just enters in your subconscious, because on all the given aspect of time, everything is being noticed by our subconscious mind. That is why when you're surrounded by some negative people or negative energy, negative situations, you're going to start thinking negative, you're going to start focusing on the negative more, because your subconscious mind is actually listening to everything, each and everything. So that's why when you are in a certain situation and you get that thought that okay, maybe this is not something right, you need to trust that, because that is your subconscious actually telling your conscious mind that hey, I have noticed this pattern, this thing has already happened in the past, maybe you have not noticed it, and this is dangerous. Now, how can you bring both in a balance? How can you work with it? So if you are more tapped in your masculine and you have more of a masculine energy, whether it's a boy or it's a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. If you're tapped more into your masculine side, how can you get in touch with your feminine side? Try to relax yourself, go in the state of meditation, focus on yourself and learn the art of receiving. When imagine you are hyper independent, you don't want, you are the breadwinner of your family, you are the girl who does everything on her own, and you are super miss independent, and that's good, but you need to learn how to receive things. You need to learn how to receive compliments. You need to learn how to receive help. When I myself had the issue where it's very hard for me to receive compliments, and I've been slowly practicing it. So you have to practice something, and you have to get into the habit of try and receive things, because masculinity is equal to hyper independence. It's equal to the boss. It's equal to everything, that I'm the leader. But the leader also needs help. The leader also needs to be soft with themselves. Whether you're a guy or a girl, it does not matter. You need to be soft with yourself. You need to be able to relax and let go of the control that you always want to have. Trust in the uncertainty. And that is how you step into your feminine energy, and that masculine overdrive has to get reduced. Now, if you are someone tuned with your feminine energy and not with your masculine energy, that means you cannot bring your creative ideas into your reality. You do not have the discipline, you do not have the hardworking routine that needs when you need to accomplish something. So try making smaller routines, try making smaller goals which you can fulfill. Try making a routine, a disciplined way of living. If you want to get your business going, you need to start small. You need to start with a routine. You need to start and have some kind of structure. You need to focus. You need to bring in logic. Emotions are a part of it, but logic is also important, and the same goes that logic is important but emotions are a part of it. Wherever there is more of the other, it just does not work. And that is why balancing yourself, balancing these energies are important. We are constantly talking about the energies right now, but that is actually the nervous system that is getting regulated. When your nervous system is regulated, when you feel safe within yourself, again, safety, parasympathetic system, survival mode, sympathetic system. Sympathetic is fight or flight. So when you bring this together in the center, that is the sweet spot. And once you start to balance your energies, you would see that you are actually more successful, more happy, and more in the state of happiness. You feel good. You actually start to feel good because your biology wants that. That is it. Intuition, feminine energy, masculine energy, this is all science. This is not just some buzzword that goes around in the community. It is science, and our body is very advanced and it already knows these things. We just need to tune into the right frequency. That's it. If you have any other doubts or you want me to go more in detail with these things, drop a comment. Thank you and bye bye.